years, the Samstown Invitational was one of the majors on the PWBA Tour, with some of the biggest names on tour winning in Vegas. But it was also won by others whose victory was the crowning achievement of their career. This year, we're back at Samstown in Vegas with another major, the USBC Queens, and it's next on CBS Sports Network. Welcome you to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, where there's always something to do and something to see 24/7. Vegas has always been a great bowling town. Tonight from historic Samstown Bowling Center, we bring you the finals of the 2023 USBC Queens. 5 of the world's best female bowlers are here, competing for the big prize money, the tiara, and a place in bowling history. This is Dave Ryan alongside 2 Hall of Famers, former Queens champions Kelly Hewitt and Carolyn Doran Ballard. We have step-ladder bowling tonight. In our first match, 5th seeded and 2019 Queens champ Dasha Kovalova takes on newcomer to TV, Corrine Akoff. The 3 seed recently graduated college star from Stephen F. Austin, Carlene Beyer. Number 2 seed, 2014 Queens winner Maria Jose Rodriguez. And the top seed is Lindsay Boomershine, seeking her first career PWBA Tour title. That's your now from the number 1 seed with Carolyn.
I am here with Lindsay Boomershine. She is leading the 2023 USBC Queens. Lindsay, you have 1 game to win your first PWBA title, which would be a major. What's going through your mind right now?
I'm trying to keep it the same. I feel pretty good. I've made a lot of TV shows. It's taken me a long time to get here, and I'm just going to bowl my game and one shot at a time, and the process still hasn't changed from match play, from qualifying. So hopefully I will just come out victorious today. That would be great.
Bowled great all week. I wish you the best of luck. Back to the booth.
All right, CDB, thanks so much. We'll see Lindsay later in the show. Time now, Kelly, for Future for the Sport oil pattern, 45 feet.
Yes, the women did bowl on 45 feet, all the way at the end of that white, meaning only 15 feet to the head pin in the pocket. We also bowled on 28 milliliters of oil. There's a lot of blue on that lane, especially in the front and the mid-body of the lane itself. We bowled on Kegel ice conditioner, and it forced this pattern for the women to play extremely outside around the 3-4-5 board. The miss has to be inward or towards their left shoulder in that follow-through. And you'll see them parallel left and use it as hold down lane to control that 1-3 pocket. It was a very low scoring pace most of the time. We'll see how the ladies fare tonight on this telecast, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 5 seed from Muskegon, Michigan, Dasha Kovalova.
Time to bowl in Vegas. Originally from Ukraine, went to Wichita State, now a Michigander. Dasha gets us started tonight. 2-8 double wood.
Only the first shot of the match. Again, 45 feet of lane pattern, 28 milliliters. It was a heavy, heavy volume. What benefited the women in the matches is most often they all played in the same area, so they built in friction into the lane itself. It'll be a while to see who works their way up through the step ladder, but we're going to see common leaves like that 2-8 most of the evening.
Two-8 double wood. Covers nicely. Good start. Deliberate for Dasha. A former champion trying to win again here tonight in Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 4 seed from Surprise, Arizona, Corrine Akoff.
From just outside Phoenix. 4 seed. TV debut, Kelly. She's got to be so nervous right now.
She is. I spoke to her early before the practice session even started, and I said, just get the first one off your hand and everything will be downhill from there. So fighting a little anxiety, some nerves, and welcoming here to the first TV telecast of her career.
Right lane. Green. Good start. Blisters the rack. And all 10 in the pit. Getting it off her hand might not be easy. Severely injured her right bowling hand yesterday in the final rounds of qualifying and match play.
Yeah, if you watch Corinne's delivery, right? She starts with that left foot, so a 5-step approach. Ball just hinges into the swing. Not a very high backswing. Everything is still very upright from her legs, upper body, and then the ball is shoulder height. As she starts to drive forward and pushes off that power step, everything is just in alignment. Left arm's out to the side. Great extension, follow through. That was her asset of her physical game is her follow through.
Left lane for the first time. Nice start. I guess the hand's just fine. We talked to her pre-show in practice, and I said, put a number on it. How do you feel? 10%, 20, 90? She said 15%. It hurt so badly. She worked with a brace in practice. See the tape on the right wrist. She wasn't sure exactly what it was, but she couldn't shake our hand last night. It hurt that badly.
Exactly, and she's a nurse by trade, so she knows a little bit about the body and what to do and to prep and to alleviate some of that pain. But she made it through the last 2 matches with it to get her to the telecast tonight, so she knows what she needs to do to endure it and prosper.
Back to Dasha. Missed the pocket, pays the price.
2-8-10, almost an impossible spare to make. Watch her delivery about 5-6 down the lane. You can see the lighter, darker brown boards there. The ball is just not slowing down enough. Now again, a lot of that's due from the oil, a lot of it's due from the surface of the bowling ball itself, the early friction in the front part of the lane, and it's almost as if the lane was about another 10 or 15 feet longer. It would have been a great solid shot. Speed, control, and execution were crucial all week long.
Two 8-10. Just the 8s.
Yeah, you could see
Loses
even on
count.
that spare, just the ball is still struggling to get towards the pocket or the 2-8 spare.
Some quick advice from her tour rep. Won the 2019 USBC Queens in Wichita, which at the time was her hometown. Very talented graphic artist. An extraordinary talent. So thankful, happy all of us are that her parents have fled Ukraine with the war going on there. Everyone is safe, even her pets, the dogs, were able to be transported over. And Oksana and Sergey are here tonight, her folks.
So after a 2-8 and a 2-8-10, she makes a ball change on the left lane. Almost gets back up the hill for the flat 10 pin. Now, I did observe the women bowl during the practice. They get 10 minutes of practice before the TV show. The lights go on for competition. The right lane does seem to be much, much tighter. So the fact that Corinne finishes on the left lane might be a huge advantage, a disadvantage for Dasha. But the right lane plays much, much tighter.
Already a 25-pin hole here. So Dasha's going to have to rally. She's a homeowner now. Excited when she moved to Michigan, chance to buy her first house.
Hey.
Any player rolls a 300 game during tonight's telecast will receive a $10,000 bonus courtesy of GoBowling.com. Visit GoBowling.com to find local bowling centers, get tips from the pros, and for all the latest news and information about your favorite sport, bowling.
300 game on this. Whew.
Hasn't happened the entire week.
I think 220
Unlikely.
was my high all week long, Dave.
Oh, challenging conditions. And she is battling a pretty bad injury with that right hand. This fire's there, almost a bucket leave, and the double wood again. We've seen that a couple times.
Yeah, and after my accuracy, that was exactly on line. It's the same shot, maybe just 1 or 2 tenths faster. You can see 5, 6, 7. You can see. So light board here is 5. The ball is on the center. The ball is around 7, 8 right there. Same alignment as before. Look at the colors on the ball, trying to change direction, trying to slow down. just not early enough. That can either be resolved with a little bit of lofting or, again, slowing the ball speed down slightly.
Looks good, covers nicely. Started her collegiate career at Robert Morris of Chicago, then to Lindenwood, well-known collegiate bowling power. Finished out at Grand Canyon in Phoenix to get her degree leading up to her nursing career. Neuro PCU nurse, progressive care unit, working with stroke victims. Busy, 3 kids at home and nursing.
And bowling full-time on tour this year.
Still finding time to be as bowling starts. Something else, left lane.
Push.
It did. Listen quite well to you, Kareem.
Yep. As coaches too, right? We're always looking for one thing as a ball rep and as a coach. We're looking either for recovery, meaning more friction on the outside so the ball will recover from that area if you miss outward, or we're looking for hold if you miss inward. Well, because again, the length of the pattern, all you could do was play the hold.
Let's go back to CDB.
So, Kelly, you are right on the money with that right lane. Speaking with the ball reps, they say the right lane for all the players is much tighter down lane. They have opted to use surface to combat the problem, except for Dasha, who opted not to use as much surface and wanted to try to use the ball speed a little bit slower on the right lane. Left lane, they all had a little bit more hook off of the end of the pattern.
Thanks for that report, Carolyn. That's exactly right. I'd like to always reconfirm with the ball reps too, so we're seeing exactly correct. Dasha's going to lower her ball speed a little bit. Again, they're both in that same area. You can see the ball already on an inward direction towards the pocket, board 17 at the 1-3 pocket. It has to be going in that direction to give them the max amount of carry, and again, controlling that pocket.
If Dasha does not strike about her 300.
Left lane playing differently. Really good shot there. And gets going after a tough start to the match here.
6-7, you can see the ball has to have that inward angle direction. Ball goes off to the left side of the pin deck. Good adjustment after the first 2 frames.
Only Maria Jose Rodriguez and Dasha have titles. Entering the show tonight, we have some real history with the first-time winner. A-Cup brand new to TV here tonight in Vegas. Looks good. Gear Up, official online store of the PWBA. Log on right now. Shop pwba.com. Music is killing us. Please stop the music. A-Cup left lane. Trip 10 pin. Great shot. Had a good start for a TV debut. I guess the hands feel just fine, Kelly.
Halfway through the game and she's got a 33-pin lead? I would say so, Dave.
Sponsored by A Future for the Sport. Visit bowl.com today to find out more. By BPAA, the Bowling Proprietors Association of America. Visit bpaa.com for more. And
Original Sam's Town Center completed September of 1981, completely remodeled in 98, and since has had several upgrades, including the Cubica AMF BSX scoring and Cubica AMF lanes. It's a historical center here in Las Vegas. Great to be back.
I gotta say, Dave, the upgrades are wonderful, but after being gone from this facility for almost 20 years, it was like walking back in time and nothing had changed. The upgrades are great. It was wonderful to be back in this facility.
Awesome place, no doubt. Okay, Dasha out of the break. Looks for the turkey. Big shot for her, 6th frame. Almost the dreaded 7-10, almost a strike, and just a 7-pin for her coming up.
Yeah, she definitely has her swing grooved into the line or angle that she's playing. Again, the miss has to be left, so you're going to actually, what you're used to playing up the lane, like straight up 7, straight up 10, straight up 12, and so forth. No, now you're going to kind of go 6 to 7 or 7 to 8. She's sliding about 12 at the foul line. Notice the ball is already on an inward motion towards the pocket. Light hit, anything could happen. They both could fall. Luckily, the 7-pin is only standing.
Cross lane, single pin, spare conversion, got that. Third place last week at the PWBA Go Bowling Spokane Open. So second finals round appearance for her this year. But she's in a big hole against Corinne Acuff in her TV debut tonight. Bowled well in Washington. Won by Sherry Tan, the top seed over Jordan Richard, 237-205 in the final. Needs a strike here. Make things interesting. Delivers left lane.
And those of you tuning in, if you watch the USBC Masters, if you watch the ITC Collegiate Championship on the men's side, this pattern is the same pattern, almost identical to what the men bowled on the USBC Masters. I believe it was a foot longer and a little bit higher volume. Takes in consideration for the amount of rev rate, rotations per minute that the men can induce to the ball. Corinne looking to extend her lead even more by adding another strike on the board.
Win probability way up there for Acuff. Looks for the 4-bagger in the 7th. 44-pin lead. 7-pin stands. Well, Cal, Corinne told us last night she was really nervous about being on TV. Doesn't like to speak in front of people, has some anxiety when that happens. She wasn't sure what was going to happen under the bright lights tonight, but she's bowled so well so far.
Yeah, she was. I think she was more afraid of being interviewed than she was of actually bowling. And she did commit this year. She signed up for tour to be a full-time member. After this hand injury, I'm not sure if she'll be moving on to Grand Rapids, where the women will be heading to after Memorial Day. But she's proving herself right now on TV at the Queens.
Just enough for 7-pin. Marth Reeser, it's a must-see matchup on the pitch. Fiorentina tries to knock off current title holders. 8 dominant Inter in this year's Coppa Italia final. See who claims victory right here on CBS Sports Network and streaming live on Paramount Plus. Great soccer is coming your way on CBS Sports Network.
Yeah, right back on that. X on the board for Corinne. She's extending her lead again. 8 frames down. I do feel, again, for her finishing on the left lane was a slight advantage. Dasha got a rocky start out of the gate. Down by 33, looking in the 8th frame.
Time is now here, KK.
Yes, it is.
Looks for the double. Cut it to 23. Maybe 13 into the foundation frame to put some pressure on Acuff. Must have for Dasha, right lane.
It's got to slow down.
Just enough. Dasha gave us all the thrill of a lifetime. She bowled a 300 game, the 2019 Pepsi Louisville Open in front of her mom, who was watching her bowl in America for the first time. Oksana was there. There she is. Had a chance to call that one on CBS Sports Network. What a show. What a day. She won the title and got the 300 game. Feldman, Carl Honeychurch, Legend Liz, and Dasha. That's it.
Yeah, Dasha beat Liz that game when she shot 300.
Beat Liz.
I think Liz shot maybe a 130. Wasn't one of her highlights, but definitely one for Dasha.
And Mom is here again, as we said. Left lane needs it again. 4-pin stand, stubborn.
So only a 213 max score for Dasha. This one here, so we said the left lane had a little bit more friction. Carolyn had great reporting. A little bit more hook in front of the head pin. You can see it's just slightly inward. That hold's starting to go away because of all that early friction being built up in the front. The ball's going to slow down as soon as they released off your hand, folks. Leaves the high 4-pin.
Well, bowled well at Spokane. Has bowled well here, obviously, to get to the show. The 5th seed. 4-pin, enough for that. She said it was last night, the first event out of the gate in Stockton was gross for her. That's the term she used. It didn't bowl well, didn't make the cut, but now things look like they're really rolling in the right direction for Dasha.
Pun intended, right,
yes,
Dave?
It was intended.
Yeah, I think she just missed cashing, actually, in the first event in Stockton, then made the show back-to-back, so she's, again, like you said, on a roll, Dave. But Green has definitely got the upper hand.
Foundation frame, big lead. Now it's about slamming the door shut. Nothing wrong with that, 10-pin stands.
Can see again 7. Both ladies are controlling that 7-8 part of the lane. The ball is rolling forward, not quite enough. It's still got a lot of energy left in it. Flat 10. Can see it deflect just to the right, leaning towards that 9-pin. Cross lane for the spare. She makes the spare. She just needs good count in the 10th.
But it's into the channel. It's a whip, and the match changes drastically with the open frame.
Yeah, now her max score, if she strikes out, 225, and she will shut out Dasha. Dasha can still shoot 213. So a mark in 9, and she will win.
Let's see if that rattles her. First ever TV appearance. Wants to avoid trouble here, left lane. Okay.
She gets to do it all over again.
We just did this.
Yep. Now again, a mark in 9. She gets to rewrite history here. Great shot. She's doing everything she's supposed to do. Repeating, executing. 6-pin just fall flats in front of the 10-pin.
How hard is it now? You just missed one to take care of the 10-pin.
You think about numbers. This is where the facts come into play. You shoot a 10-pin, it's like a foul shot for a basketball player. You probably shoot 1 million or so in your lifetime as something repetitive. You shoot it like you never miss it.
This time, right down the middle on it. That's got to feel good, too.
Yep. Yep.
Hit it flush.
Now,
Perfect.
She hasn't missed the pocket. She has been so consistent. Everything is either strike or 9, strike or 9. She had that 8 count in the 1 frame, but really, really consistent. If she just does what she's been doing, 9 pins, she moves on to the next match.
Nine for the win. How about 10? Karine Aycock advances. First career TV appearance with a severely injured right hand. And she wins over Dasha. Carlene is next. Her professional TV debut comes up from Vegas. Aycock advances. Match 1 goes to TV newcomer Karine Aycock, the 4 seed from Surprise, Arizona. 215-190 win over Dasha Kovalova, thanks to 7 strikes in the opening match. It's time now for the Coach Plus Tip of the Week. Here's Carolyn.
This is your Tip of the Week from CDB. I've been asked a lot, how do you prepare for a tournament, especially those majors? There's 3 key elements that I usually focus on when getting ready for an event. Number 1 is practice. I always add practice days to my regimen that I already have. So if you're practicing 3 days a week, add in another day to get in those reps. The other thing I want to say about practice is you could practice 100 games, but you never get that competitive feel. Make sure to add in some weekend tournaments or that 9-pin no tap on a Friday night to get competitive games in prior to an event. You want to see how your body's going to feel. You want to feel that swelling of the fingers or the shrinking to know that you need to add tape or take tape out. You've got to get competitive games in to be ready for an event. Number 2, make sure your equipment is ready. When you're practicing, bring all of your equipment to your practice session. Learn the ball motion of each one of those bowling balls, especially the set you are taking to your next event. Don't be afraid to change surfaces, because you know what? Changing the surface of a bowling ball can make it do 2, 3, 4 different things. So learn that ball motion so that you know when you need to go to that next bowling ball, you know what it's going to do for you. And number 3, make sure you put in as much time on your mental preparation as you do your physical. I'm a big tennis buff. I love the book, Pressure is a Privilege. Why? I love reading about how other successful athletes have trained prior to an event. So make sure to put in that mental preparation, learn what other champions have done, and add that to your mental preparation. Good luck on the lanes, and I'll look forward to seeing you at one of your events.
All right, Carolyn, great stuff with the Coach Plus tip of the week from CDB. Can't wait for the next matchup here. Acuff, Beyer, head-to-head from Vegas and Samstown. It's the USBC Queens. Welcome back to Sam's Town Hotel and Bowling Center. Many of the PWBA's biggest moments have happened, but the PWBA might not have even happened had it not been for 2 people we lost this year. Co-founder John Falzone and past president Jeanette Robinson were so vital to the success of the tour. Both are in the PWBA Hall of Fame. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all those whose lives were touched by John and Jeanette, and that certainly includes CDB.
I am extremely humbled to speak about 2 individuals who meant so much to professional women's bowling, and basically without them, we wouldn't be here and these young athletes would not have a future. John Falzone signed a record-breaking deal way back when we were LPBT, before we were PWBA, that changed the face of women's bowling. Samstown was our home for many years, and without him, we would not have had a place to call home nor have a tour. I am heartfelt out to his family for the passing of John, and he means so much to me as well to many of the other women out here. As for Jeanette Robinson, true ambassador. She was a competitor as well as the voice of women's bowling. She traveled the world telling everyone how great the sport of bowling was, as well as the women. We are forever grateful to these 2 individuals.
I can't agree even more, Carolyn. My first U.S. Open ever, Dave, I crossed with Jeanette Robinson, and she welcomed me with open arms. And, of course, John Falzone, my 2.5-year stint on the PWA before it folded and came back in 2015. He was a voice for all of us and an advocate for women's bowling especially.
Please welcome our number 3 seed from Ogdensburg, Wisconsin, Carleen Beyer.
Back to bowling. Carleen Beyer, SFA superstar, National Bowler of the Year, All-American, national champion, who competed at the ITC at South Point about a month ago here in Vegas for her SFA team. Now she's on the Pro Tour. First shot as a pro is a good one.
Way to open up the match. Interesting too, Dave. 2 women I crossed next to in qualifying. Carleen was to the left of me. Lindsay Boomershine was to the right of me. Both women on this show tonight. Carleen did not miss. She played inside all of qualifying. So to see her play right, she went with the lane condition, what it was telling her to do. And Lindsay played straight up the lane pretty much all week long.
2:15 for Careen. Second game for Acuff. Late help on the 7-pin.
Yeah, during the commercial break, Careen does not get the opportunity to bowl or take any practice shots. You can see right there, now the right lane all of a sudden is starting to pick up even earlier. All that early friction in the front part of the lane, that surface going down the lane, has created some more hook potential in the ball as it's going down. She'll have to move slightly inward, but you can see she's 7-8 again. Now see how quickly the ball picks up, and that yellow on the ball quickly migrates to the left? Means the ball is standing up and getting into that roll much earlier now. Parallel move should be made next time on that lane.
Touch high, she'll take it.
Trips another 4-pin.
Great start for Reach. Carleen from Ogdensburg, Wisconsin. That's a couple hours north of Milwaukee.
You could see that ball just picked up so much faster. It really started making its direction towards the pocket, or almost like it put its left blinker on and says, I'm going that way, you better go with me.
Grew up in the family-owned bowling center. Been part of her life. Time she could walk, basically. Leaves a 10-pin here. Incredibly consistent shot repeater, Kelly, as you have observed.
I did, and even clutch in past collegiate competitions. Look, she's sliding about 14, 15. Her arm swing is unique. Obviously, it goes to the left and front. We've seen many professional athletes do that, but it's right up the lane in a more of a linear motion.
Good job.
Little pat on the back. Well done there by Colleen. National champ, the ITC Cal last year at Stardust in Addison, Chicagoland. Big highlight of her career, she told us last night. But as she said, this is bigger.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, it's a major for her first show as a pro.
You can see they're working her routine. That is her strength of her game. It is much longer during qualifying and during the matches. It has been condensed with our shot clock of 25 seconds.
Get there and push through. Yes.
Great shot. And I thought that was an interesting conversation you had with the TV newcomers like Corrine and Carlene last night about the shot clock to make sure you can manage yourself on the lanes.
Yeah, exactly.
Might be like just a hair.
Exactly. She takes a four-step approach, really takes a big stride. She slides, falters a little bit with her balance, and steps off to the right. During competition, the ladies got to test out the approaches. It might be a little slick. There is carpet down in the settee area, just to give a little bit more ease as the ladies step onto the approach. Oh, there's a devastated 8-10.
Tough split for A-Cup, battling that hand injury.
Yeah, and this is just a result. So the ball went high the last two shots. She four-pinned both times, right? You can see the yellow still hasn't migrated much as it rolled forward. The ball is depleting a lot of its energy, and it deflects right away. You can see the 5 is supposed to go into the 8 and slides right in front of it.
Takes the 8, leaves the 10, so an open frame for A-Cup. And the youngster off to such a great start. First pro show, same for Corrine, 29 years old from just outside Phoenix.
Oh, there's a ball change already. That was just what I was going to lead to, Dave, too. Either on the right lane because they're tighter in the back and the fronts are starting to go away, meaning more friction is building up. Either switch to a cleaner cover ball, a little higher RG ball, or, again, move slightly inward. Ball change right here on the left lane, goes right to it after that split.
Four pin. A-Cup 52nd of the season opening Stockton Open. And 64th last week in Spokane. Back to Carolyn.
During the break, Corrine was off talking to her ball rep, Jeff Smith, and they were talking about the changing, what was changing from left to right lane. The right lane she still has close and is going to keep it that right to left, not give up the pocket. She was experiencing an earlier hook on the left lane, but he said they weren't sure she was going to change balls. They might wait to see if she got through this match and then make the ball change. With the open, with the 8-10, he kind of looked over here and she changed balls, definitely to combat to the early hook on the left lane. It's a cleaner ball, but still a little bit smoother on the back.
Great information, Carolyn. Good to know. I mean, if I could put the image into everyone out there watching on the telecast and the fans in the audience, it's as almost if the lane was oiled back to front. And that meaning all the friction's early up and they're just tighter in the back. So that's kind of the premise I can give you, and that's what both athletes are going to try to combat on the telecast. Especially now.
A lot of self-talk here from Carlene. building confidence as the match progresses.
Yeah, now you can see Carlene is much deeper. You see Carlene, then Karine is over here. Carlene has now shifted everything closer to the head pin. So when we say closer to the head pin, usually it's from a deeper inside angle. But because of the length of the pattern, they just shift it parallel, like a 2 and 2 or 3 and 2, inward to get closer to the head pin, but still on a straight line to the pocket.
Parents own a 6-lane bowling center in Manawa, Wisconsin. Might be a watch party going on tonight.
Period.
A little high, though. 3-6-10, still confident.
Yeah, and she liked that off her hand, too. Very surprising for that. Last time on that lane, she was able to carry the strike. This one, again, somewhat inward, you could see. She's going to be just a zone parallel. Karine's still going to be out over there and get closer to the head pin, but now that more friction in the back, you'll see more angle change in the last 5 feet, 5 to 8 feet of the lane.
She makes this or not a real social ball.
3 somehow.
Covers nicely. Has her spare. Follow the PWBA on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and bowltv.com to keep up with the greatest women bowlers in the world. Get the latest info, highlights, and news each week to follow your favorites. As always, hashtag fearless. What's Carlene writing?
She's taking notes for her journal. So she can reflect on what she did on the left lane, make sure she knows where to stand when she makes her next move.
Fifth break cuff here, works on the spare. Karine right in this match with Carlene.
Key things I'm looking for, where they're sliding. All right, so she's sliding about 11, 12. That means her laydown point's going to be about 6 boards right of her ankle. So if she's sliding 11, she's going to be laying the ball down around 5, hitting inward on an angle 6, 7. Again, just kind of jamming it towards that 1-3 pocket.
Karine told us last night, a lot of family and friends, trying to make the trip from Arizona here to Vegas tonight. Watch her in person. Comes in high, almost the dreaded big 4. 4, 6, 7 instead, nearly impossible to make.
Yeah, and even after 1.5 matches, really, that's been her only poor delivery off her hand. Really, really right to left, too extreme. But again, in 1.5 games, that's really only been her first bad shot.
Open to avoid her second open frame of the match. Good effort. 6-pin stands. Open frame. She's down 23 pins. And Byer, the rookie, as a pro on TV, in great shape in our second match from Vegas. Samstown, current home of the USBC Senior Masters, Super Senior Classic for the past several years as well. Middle of match 2, the 2 seed Maria Jose Rodriguez, joined now by CDB.
Okay, Maria. So last year wasn't one of your best years, and we started laughing about it. It's getting real now, but over the last 3 years, I believe it is, you've battled some injuries. How are you feeling now?
I am feeling healthier than ever. I'm feeling pretty great.
And what was some of the rehab that you did over the last few years?
I mean, I learned how to walk, basically. I learned how to walk. I learned how to use my foot. I learned how to bowl again. Became a new bowler. And it's just trying to be a normal human again.
Well, I'm glad to see you back on the TV show. Best of luck. Back to you guys in the booth.
Hey, Carolyn, thanks. We'll see Maria Jose Rodriguez from Colombia coming up as the 2 seed. A broken toe in Vegas. A bowling ball fell out of a box when she was just packing up after the World Championships here in 2019. It's taken a long time to get back to 100% for Maria. We are glad she's feeling better on the show tonight against the winner of this match. The rookie, Byer.
Yes.
Great shot. Well, if you think you've seen Carlene Byer before, you're not mistaken. As we talked about, 2022, helped lead SFA Lady Jacks to the Intercollegiate Team Championships title. A convincing 3-0 win over national powerhouse Wichita State. Last year in Addison, Illinois, outside Chicago. It was a big celebration. Head coach Amber Lemke from Wisconsin helped bring Carlene down to Texas, and she said last night how grateful she is for that. Trying to win again.
Get there. Okay. Stop.
10 pin.
Uses a lot of self-talk, Dave. You can hear her talking to herself.
You believe her in that, Kel?
I do. I am. Yeah. So now all of a sudden, Carlene's able to use a little bit of left to right to get some more angle to the pocket. So now she's using the hold in the front and the middle. So there's enough friction created to the right. So friction means the ball is going to slow down and start to hook, change direction. And now she's able to use that to her benefit. Flat 10 keeps her lead.
Good job.
But yeah, I'm a firm believer of self-talk. That positive reinforcement, keeping everything loose, keeping yourself in that positive routine.
Right back to the journal.
It started a few years ago on the ladies tour. I mean, Danielle McEwen was a big advocate of it. Shannon O'Keefe does a lot of journaling. You see many of the women now starting to add it to their routine in repertoire.
Cuff works on an open 7th frame. Really needs some strikes here. Instead, the big 4 stands. A disaster.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. All the women, the 5 ladies, practiced all in the same similar zone. So all in that area from, let's say, board 8 all the way to the gutter. And all that early traction now is starting to make the ball slow down even sooner. You can see the colors in the ball start to migrate and stand up taller, right, and get into that roll phase. She's going to either have to continue to chase it in and with linear movements, or shell down and go to a cleaner cover even more. But
4-7 stand, another open frame. Saturday night, 8 Eastern. Catch an NWSL clash as Racing Louisville meets with last year's Challenge Cup winners, the Courage. For the first time this season, catch it all here on CBS Sports Network. Well, Corrine's in big trouble.
she is. Again, the choices are cleaner cover, something that goes through the front a little bit easier, a little bit firmer ball speed, but that might push through the end of the pattern, or to parallel left. That one looks like she got a little bit firmer, maybe a slight move inward. Gets back to that 1-3 pocket.
7 falls late. Mandatory strikes from this point forward.
Yeah, she was at 7-8. Now she's about 8-9, 9-10-ish on an inward angle still. So she's playing to her strength. I'm sure the injured hand also has something to do with that. She's not going to be able to manipulate the ball too much, so she has to stay comfortable with what the tools she has to work with.
Carlene, elementary education major. Wants to be a teacher. But first, it's all about bowling. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. The 7-10 following the big 4 on the left lane.
She's starting to get closer to the head pin. She's getting closer to the second arrow. Slides again, 14-15. She's about 9-8. You can see the ball trying to change direction. Again, that right lane just has so much tightness in front of the pocket. Leaves the weak 7-10, one spin. Still continues to maintain her lead.
But that lead shrinks considerably with the open. It is late. Maria Jose Rodriguez, the 2 seed from Colombia, 2-time major champion herself, awaits the winner. How does the rookie respond?
Carry. Yes.
Pretty well.
Just like that.
Sure did carry. Crushes the 1-3 pocket.
It's got a little lazy on that one. A little lazy. Dang it.
You can see she's able to go a little bit more left to right with the amount of rotation that she instills in the ball itself with her rotation. So she's able to use the early friction or mid-lane friction that's been created, get the ball to stand up and change direction. Her max score of 214, Acuff can only shoot a 202.
Looks for double here. Foundation frame, 9th. Really needs a strike. Didn't like it. That's why. 3-6-10. High shot through the nose. One step closer for Carlene for the victory.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, every young woman's laydown point has now all been the same part of the lane. And what happens over time is the ball is absorbing that oil. It's taking the oil from the lane, absorbing into the ball itself, causing there to be early hook. So everything has to get paralleled and get closer to the headpin. Good run, though. Excellent showcase for herself.
Getting a victory over Dasha Kovalova, herself a major champion. A significant achievement for Corrine and a surprise Arizona.
Yeah, so Acuff right here, she can max out for 170. Carlene just gets some good count in the first ball in the 10th frame, and she'll go on to face Maria.
That's a lot better. Mother of three. Nurse, great bowler. Does it all. Let's go back to CDB.
If anybody here is going to have a camera, you can see them chatting now. So we have Carlene and Nathan Bohr, her ball rep, chatting. But after the 7-10, she came right over and said, I was a little lazy on that shot. He was reminding her, just be aggressive. She can do the job. She knows how to play the lanes. They are not yet talking about ball change, but they are talking about just remaining aggressive, keeping that right lane in front. And as the left lane breaks down, they're going to chase it just a little bit. If that doesn't work, it'll be a ball change.
Great news, Carolyn. Yeah, I watched Carlene. She didn't make a lot of ball changes too much, so she's going to stick with that philosophy along the way. Interesting note that Carlene is, brand specific there with motive and everything, and she's taking advice from Nathan Bohr, who's Maria's husband.
Oh.
Should be a fun match coming up.
Creates a pretty interesting scenario, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Maria about to bowl against Carlene.
Yeah, and I think when Carolyn, too, when she's addressing the aggressiveness, it's not aggressive ball speed. It's aggressive with her hand and her release, with her rotation. Okay, so again, getting firm might be not a good thing right now because of the pattern, but if she stays aggressive with her release, that will help amplify the change in direction of the ball.
4 pins. Wrap this up. Needs 4.
Carry. Yes.
That carries. She gets 10, gets the victory. Carlene Byer, Ogdensburg, Wisconsin. In her first ever professional TV appearance. Knocks off Corrine Acuff of Surprise, Arizona. Maria Jose Rodriguez from Colombia is next. Great matchup on the way. It's the PWBA Tour on CBS Sports Network. Carlene Byer from Ogdensburg, Wisconsin, a win over Acuff in our second match, 202-170. Hangs on at the end after the open frame in the 8th. The PWBA Hall of Fame inductees included Carol Giannotti, Lester Bundrick for his mom, Mary. 10-time titleist Cheryl Daniels saw her here last night, and longtime PWBA supporter Paula Carter. Congrats to all inductees in this year's PWBA Hall of Fame.
What a great night that was to celebrate all those women. In the audience with tonight, some of the competitors that came over were from Team Sweden. You'll see them in the audience. Jenny Wagner, I actually crossed with her. Her sister Cass was there as well. Ladies came over to compete and get warmed up for the World Championships that will take place in Kuwait this coming October. It was great to see them on the lanes alongside and welcome our international competitors.
Awesome to have them here. Maria Jose Rodriguez from Colombia, international superstar. Next, against the youngster Byer on CBS Sports Network. Tonight from Vegas, we find out who succeeds Birgit Nordeichs, last year's USBC Queens champion. Maria Jose Rodriguez is the 2 seed. Carlene Byer 3rd seed, 2 hours north of Milwaukee, Ogdensburg, Wisconsin. And a victory, 202-170 in her first ever pro TV appearance.
Go Jason Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 2 seed from Colombia, Maria Jose Rodriguez.
The long, and we mean long, journey back from the broken toe is finally complete for Maria. It took forever to heal up and get back to 100%, get back to herself. Now she's back on TV. Off to a great start.
I need another tummy. This is, yeah. Marica, no te escucha ni madre.
All smiles now for Maria.
So if she strikes down to Carolyn, I know that he's married to the, right? That is Carolyn.
Carlene is all about repetition.
Yes.
Trip 10 pin down it goes. As we saw, Carlene's ball rep, Nathan Bohr, is Maria's husband. Interesting role tonight for Nathan. Am I right, CDB?
Oh my God, you are definitely right. And I went up to Nathan. Dell and I have been standing here talking. I go, man, he is in a terrible position. So I said, it's lovely when you make the TV show and you know that your husband is helping your opponent who you're trying to beat. So I said to Nathan, I'm going to ask you, how does it feel? And he goes, it sucks. And I said, yes, it does. I hate to say that on TV, but honestly, it did suck. But here's the key. Because she's such a great bowler, he said if she does her job, it won't matter. They are definitely in the middle. He's helping both bowlers, but it is kind of hard when you know it's your wife.
Lucky miss there for Bayer. Boy, CDB, you and Dell here, a couple Hall of Famers watching this. It's an interesting evening for sure for Nathan. Of course, rooting so hard for Maria to win, but repping Carlene, I mean, tough. Right, Kelly? What do you do?
Find me.
There is a win situation here. Obviously, there are 2 staff members and everything, because someone's going to get to the final, so that's one great thing. Second thing, Carlene's looking for a first title. Maria's looking for her 3rd title and a 3rd major in her book. You know, I got to think that the ring around the finger has a little bit of weight and bearing for things to start going her way.
Right lane for Maria. It's got to really hurry up. Just enough. And a 7. Timber. Down it goes late.
Yeah, so Carlene catches the lucky break on the left lane. Maria start to wiggle out a little bit to the right. Let's see if we get a better look at this shot right here. She's taking her 5-step approach. Drops the ball in step number 2, where it should be. 3rd step, 4th step should be quick. Now she's a little bit more upright. I'd love to see a little bit more knee bend here, maybe because she's kind of favoring that toe or not 100% back to what she used to be. Obviously, she had to learn to walk again. She's still going to try to find her A game all over again. But it looks pretty solid right there. She opens up with 3 in a row.
August 31st after the Worlds was injured here in Vegas, as we talked about, with a broken big right toe. It took until December 9th of 2022 to feel 100%. That long before she really felt herself again and talked about learning how to walk again. Tried to push through the pain, went through several foot specialists, finally found the right one with the right treatment to heal it. Now she can play golf and run, and she's 100%.
Golf
finally.
being her favorite thing to do.
Really good golfer. Bayer. 6 pin.
You could hear, she said push. Push, push, push. Now, interesting, both athletes on the show tonight have the most rotation, highest rev rate of all 5 women on the telecast tonight. But now you're starting to see them migrate and play a little bit more left to right or inside and out. Marie was able to get it back. You can see she's still sliding. Once she releases the ball, 15. Swing is about 8 to about 6, 7. So again, a little bit more left to right, but you can see this ball really start to change direction more.
Oh, get it, please. Please.
Watch out. Just missed it by a whisker. The ball didn't listen to Carlene there, an open frame. For the 2-time individual state bowling champion, Little Wolf High School in Manawa, Wisconsin. Before that, brilliant career at SFA we told you about.
She strikes the bowling 300.
How does she bounce back?
Yes.
Pretty well.
Goodness gracious, I didn't even think that had a chance to make it back to the 1-3 pocket.
Gotta say something there so far right, close to the channel.
Look at this, missing left to right. Whoa, extreme right. Everything is pushing that way. We have not seen any recovery. You'll see she's just gonna tickle the 1-3 pocket. Talk about the scrambler.
She strikes the bowling 300.
Maria for the front four. Comes in high. Baby split instead with the 310.
When we interviewed Maria, most of her competitors were lefties, right? So she was able to groove in the lane for herself or take advantage of the right-handers that she had to compete against. Now we're seeing a lot of built-in hook immediately in the front part and the first 20 feet of the lane. All the oil is still in the middle, so the ladies again have to continue to move inward. They have to move left and now starting creating a little bit of angle towards the pocket, or again, straighter linear motion closer to the head pin.
Oh my God, I made it!
She liked it. She knew it. Maria told us last night she's not the same person, the same bowler from before the injury to now.
Yeah.
She's changed her game a lot, her approach. Finally healthy, as we talked about. Sometimes you just know it off your hand, right, Cal?
You do. And her body definitely is healthier. She's got, full function of her slide and everything. She has her knee taped up because now that she's able to build in that groove and get more athleticism into her push-off and into that slide, her knee started to swell a little bit. So she's just compensating for that, taking care of that as well. Almost makes it back to carry out that 7-pin.
Just 7. We asked her last night, what's the best part of your game right now? She said, I'm finally healthy. That's it. I'm healthy. I feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, from all your years, Kelly, all your Hall of Fame success, winning this event twice, you bowl hurt a lot, right?
You do. And anytime you're battling an injury, you make a compensation for it.
Watch out. Just enough. Thursday night, 10 Eastern. Don't miss the return of the WNBA on CBS Sports Network. Rating champs right here in Vegas. The Aces battle Los Angeles Sparks. Catch tip-off here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Aces and Sparks each a 1-0 start to the season. Aces beat Seattle. That way beat the Mercury. How great is to see Brittany Griner back?
Fabulous.
Incredible.
And she's playing fantastically.
What a story.
Did she score 50 points the other night?
Amazing.
Carry.
Fire.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Looking good. 60 feet to success for the 3 seed. Not going anywhere.
Now, halfway through the match, Byers only down by 10. That 6-pin couldn't come back to haunt her. Unfortunately, single pin spare is something that should be made often all the time. But these two women are actually helping each other. They're both in the same part of the lane. They're both getting the same reaction. So they're actually benefiting each other from where they're playing.
Get there.
Left lane.
Go.
Really had to hurry.
Okay.
And he's a 10-pin.
Okay.
Cal, she told us last night at the ITC at South Point across town here in Vegas, her last collegiate shot, her SFA team trying to get to the show, fell short. She left a 2-pin. She really wanted to come back to Vegas and perform again on TV, try to exercise the demon of the end of her collegiate career. She has done that and then some tonight.
Well, if you also recollect, too, she said her goal at the Queen was just to make match play. And here she's at the show in the semifinal match.
Well exceeded.
Good job.
You know she's got it. She tells everybody.
She does. She's only down by 11 pins in this semifinal match. Maria Jose Rodriguez working on a spare in the 6th frame. Tune in to see who advances to that championship match.
Tomorrow at 3 Eastern, it's a must-see matchup on the pitch. Argentina tries to knock off current title holders and dominant Inter in this year's Coppa Italia final. CU claims victory right here on CBS Sports Network and streaming live on Paramount Plus. Tom Pippinger Jr. is here, GM, Samstown Bowling Center. Thanks so much, Tom. He and his great staff, incredible hosts to the bowlers and all of us on the TV crew as well. We appreciate it.
Sixth frame for Maria.
Back to a really exciting match here. Two-time major champ, up 11.
She liked that shot too. She really did. Off her hand, she thought was better.
Tough conversion, the 3-4, 6-10, a lot up.
Yeah, now she's moving in. You can see the colors in the ball start to migrate. Just check up sooner. So it's really, it has to, they have to jump a little bit now. It's not so much creeping because of the pattern, now it's jump.
4 stands, open frame. Match changer. Carlene Byer on the bench is now up 4 pins. Her 7th tree works on a spare. The win probability flips quickly.
Ooh,
good shot, range 10 pin.
You can see it just go from vertical to horizontal, wraps itself right around that 10 pin. Excellent shot. Means the ball is storing more energy, kicking a little bit harder in the back portion of the lane. You can see now she's about 10-11 at the arrows. Watch that 6 pin. Just say, nope, not going to touch you.
Has the 10. Really 2014 Queens champion. Unfortunately, Kel's against you, and it was a wild day, right? I mean,
yeah, there was a storm back east, and there were some electrical difficulties on the truck. We had a slight pause, and I was striking when the match started, and when the match came back on, I didn't strike much off it after that. So
it's not fair.
It was, you know, just dealing with the elements, and it happens. Maria's got to bounce back. She's going to have to finish on that right lane too, I believe.
Up 4, big shot, 7th frame. Yes. Great shot.
Now the difference between the two women, both are playing almost in the same zone, but based on her axis rotation, Carlene meaning it kind of has a little bit more of a spinner type motion, clears through that front and middle portion of the lane. Maria has a heavy roll. You could see, now watch off her hand, the ball spins a little bit more, almost like a dreidel, and it's almost in the exact same portion of the lane, so by spinning it or having more axis rotation, axis tilt actually what it is what creates the ball to hold and store energy much longer down the lane.
Oh no.
Didn't like it. Good shot. Up 14, big strike in the 8th frame.
Yeah, I think see a little bit, her brain has to start slowing down things a little bit. You know, take a little bit more time on each shot. I know she's thinking about her routine, but all she did, yes, she did miss inward, but she missed inward in more volume and more body of the lane. It held for that long period of time. Kind of caught off by surprise herself.
She'll take it, gladly. Maria needs a bounce back. Does just that. Great shot, right lane. To challenge the youngster with a strike in the 8th frame.
14-8 to about 6. Heavy roll forward. Yeah, that's the difference. They're just rotation. Their tilt is much different from one bowler to the next. Imagine Maria being the tire tread, all tire tread on the lane, whereas Carlene, it's like almost going off a side rip and, you know, one of those stunt doubles where half the car is on the ground, the other half isn't.
High and 6 and nudge, but stands, so 6-10 here. Really big shot, could have cut it to 4 pins in the 9th.
Carlene gets the ball to hold that deep inside. She's about 10-12. Unfortunately, it's not for Maria.
6-10 takes care of that. Also won the 2018 PWBA Tour Championship. Richmond, Virginia, right next to the racetrack. Old Dominion building. What a fabulous setting that was for women's bowling. Huge crowds.
Yeah, that was another one where I finished second, Dave. Thank you.
Didn't want to bring that one up.
246 max score for Carlene.
Sorry, Cal.
Ninth frame looking for 3 in a row.
Runner-up is great.
I got there. That's all that matters.
You're in the Hall of Fame.
Looking for 3 in a row, extending her lead.
Looking for a 24-pin lead. Whoa, watch out.
You're good. Come on.
3, 4, 6, 7. Split. This is trouble.
This is where I tell, if I was a ball rep right now, I would tell her, slow down. Slow down. Goes a little bit more left to right. Gets it to the right faster. So, again, more hook right there. She's got to slide the ball to the outside of the 3-pin, hoping it slides into the 4-7.
Oops.
Big conversion. 4-7 up, open frame this late. Changes the match again. Suddenly she's down 4 pins.
Yeah.
Topsy-turvy match. Flips again here.
Yeah, so max score now 208 for her, 212 for Maria. 10th frame is going to be the one that calls it to see who advances on to that championship match to take on Lindsey Boomershine for that Queen's tiara.
Lindsey has never won a PWBA Tour title. Great career. Awaits the winner of this one. But not the last shot. Left lane for Beyer. 4-7.
Much more aggressive with her speed, slightly inside her target again. Yeah, this is, again, I would just tell herself, take a deep breath, slow your mind down a little bit, think about the shot. She did miss a single pin earlier. Had she made that 6-pin, it possibly could have changed the scenario and the outcome.
Oh, no.
Watch it. Enough for the 4-7. There would have been curtains in the match if she'd missed.
Oh my good job. Good last shot.
It was a good last shot.
Yep, good fill ball. Now this determines what Maria's going to leave on her first shot in the 10th frame. She needs 17 pins to fill, but it all depends on what she does on the first ball in the 10th frame.
Hoping it's not the last entry in the journal here at the Queens.
Yep, 8 spare 9 count. She advances on.
Winner takes the tiara, the trophy, big prize money, a major championship.
Needs a good pocket shot here.
Gets it! First ball, massive for Maria, and she delivers.
It's now just 7 pins. 7 pins will do it for her. Seven pins and 2 deliveries.
13 years, Team Columbia. After 6 for Junior Team Columbia. An incredible career representing her country. Now lives in Austin, Texas. 7 to win it. 7. She will advance to the championship match.
Don't know. Because it just hooked so early.
A device from husband Nathan, an outstanding bowler himself.
They re-oil again.
Let's take us to break then.
This match is complete.
We come back, Emil Williams Jr.
When we come back, Emil Williams Jr. will take us to the first 2 stops of the 2023 PWBA Tour. Exciting action so far on tour. Great action here tonight in Vegas. Maria Jose Rodriguez through to the final.
The 2023 PWBA Tour began with an overload of anticipation, anxiousness, excitement, and optimism, with a group of star players ready to display their worldly talents and perhaps the Tour's best rookie class since 2015, which was the relaunch of the PWBA Tour. This year's tour began with a history-making event in Northern California and a return trip to the Pacific Northwest for the second time in 3 seasons. Let's recap stops 1 and 2 on the PWBA Tour.
For the first time in PWBA history,
Stockton, California, and specifically Pacific Avenue Bowl played host to the best women bowlers in the world as the PWBA Tour celebrated its 100th event since its relaunch in 2015. From the start of the competition, which included a rousing Bowl with the Pros event, Singapore's Sherry Tan was excellent in her first action of the season and was the leader after all 4 rounds of competition to earn the #1 seed and top billing for the Bowl TV Stepladder Finals. It was a billing well earned as Tan had won all 3 of her previous PWBA titles from the top spot. But Jordan Richard wasn't far behind and nearly caught Tan for the top spot after tossing a 299 game in the final game of qualifying. Those 2 players were on a collision course throughout the event, and it led straight to the title match, where Tan edged Richard 237 to 205 to win her 4th career PWBA title and brought her career record in the top spot to 4-1. For the second time in 3 seasons, Lilac Lanes and Casino in scenic Spokane, Washington, served as the backdrop for the PWBA Go Bowling Spokane Open. Using the momentum she gained just 1 week prior, Jordan Richard heard the bell go ding-ding in the opening round of qualifying and came out swinging against the competition. Richard never fell lower than 5th at any point during qualifying and found herself as the 3rd seed for the Bowl TV Spokane Open Stepladder Finals. On the show, it was Richard who dispatched Tour rookie Hope Bramley 245 to 215, then defeated Dasha Kovalova 220 to 202, which helped her earn a spot in the title match against top seed Erin McCarthy. As she had throughout the finals, Richard was the early aggressor in the title bout, which led to a 234 to 153 victory for her 3rd career PWBA title and her 1st since 2018. It's been a great start to the 2023 PWBA Tour, and it's only going to get better. The tiara, $60,000. It's on the line. Who will take it home? We'll find out next on CBS Sports Network.
PWBA Bowling, the USBC Queens on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Storm, the Bowlers Company, by Roto Grip, Own It, and by 900 Global, striking worldwide.
Stepladder bracket, here we go. Time for the championship match. Lindsey Boomershine, top seed. Maria Jose Rodriguez. A tight 4-pin win. Darlene Byer from Wisconsin in the 3rd match. Lindsey has never won a title on tour. Is this her night? We're about to find out. Let's go back to CDB.
Well, Maria had a long discussion with Nathan, and because she is fighting the front part of the lane so much, she made it funny when she came over. She goes, "Are we going to re-oil the lanes before the championship match?" Because she was fighting it so much, they opted to actually stay with the same ball, but she's going to change her angles. She's actually going to try to get a little bit further right with the feet and the eyes and throw it just a little bit harder. Lindsey is going to play the lanes identical to how she's been playing around that 5, 6, 7 area, but she is already on her ball choice number 4 because they need something cleaner to fight that friction, but still trying to grab that hole down lane.
Great news, Carolyn. Again, as Maria started to migrate inward, right, she had to go left to right, couldn't keep it in front of the head pin, so going back to the right, being firmer on top of it, and using that early friction to slow the ball down is a good idea. Lindsey's going to stay in her zone. She stayed there all week long. I watched her strike a heck of a lot when I was crossing next to her in qualification, and as you said, she's going to a much cleaner ball, pearlized cover, a little bit of surface on it, staying in that same zone.
Top seed from Brigham City, Utah. Her first shot. Much trouble. 2-pin here for Lindsey. 6-0 in match play. To get to the top seed, beat Maria here last night, 619, 596. First ever Queens TV show. Second championship round appearance this year, as we heard from email a moment ago. Fourth in the Stockton Open to open up the season.
I'm going to analyze her when she makes the spare.
Been a runner-up a few times, but never a champion. Maybe that changes tonight here, Kelly.
You never know, Dave. We had the moment to sit down with Lindsay. She talked about the changes in her physical game. 5-step approach, really trying to lead with the push away over her right leg. But her key moment was getting the ball into the swing nice and smooth, so it goes to the top of the backswing. And now as it goes forward, everything is on that smooth line. She slides, great deep knee bend. Extensive follow through. She said she's felt the best about her game in a very long time, giving her the chance to be in this position tonight.
She told us she's having fun for the first time in a long time. Left lane. All right. Works extensively with a sports psychologist. She dreams about bowling a lot. The next day we'll go to husband Hank, outstanding bowler himself and very heavily involved in the sport, of course, and they'll implement some of the things that she dreams about at night. Sometimes it works out really well.
Okay, now I do notice Maria's using a different ball. Before, the pin placement, the one in the earlier match was higher above the fingers. This one seems to be in the center of the palm. So there is a ball change somewhere in here.
Right leg. Oh, good shot. 10-pin stands. Ever dream about bowling and then practice that the next day? Is that a thing for you?
You know, the one thing, being the junior head coach at Team USA, I'm really focusing on practicing visualization with my athletes this year at the camp and everything, getting them prepared. All the great athletes do it. You know, whether you dream it, you visualize it, everything, it does make a difference in your athleticism.
10-pin there. So let's compare Maria and her game from 2019. Remember, she had the toe injury in August of 2019. Broken toe. It took her a long time, Kelly, to get better.
Yeah, well, here she's only doing 4 steps. She's 4 steps here as well. You can see her hips opened up a lot more. She's more in alignment from the back part of the lane. She's not overthrowing it nearly as much. When you had that toe injury, she had to rely on her upper body to get the ball through the lane, down on the lane. Now she's using more of her lower body, her center of gravity, her legs to accelerate and increase her ball speed.
Flat 10 there. Championship match underway here in Vegas. Dave Kelly, Caroline, and the entire crew watching women's bowling history unfold here tonight. As the mark stays clean.
Now, Lindsay, this year, I mean, in talking with her last night, obviously bowling against her during the week and everything, she seems so collected. She just finally feels like she's in a great mindset to put her in the position that she's in tonight. She's very comfortable with her game, with her physical abilities within her game, her releases. She's got more versatility along the way. You know, she gets to practice at the Storm Plant all the time, so she's really taking advantage of her resources, and it's proven here tonight.
Right lane for Lindsay. Missed the target. In trouble. 2-4-8-10. Very tough conversion.
Yeah, she's right up the 8 board. She was a little bit further right during competition. You could see the ball really struggling to try to get back towards the pocket. And when it does, it's already rolling forward, so it's really burning much of its inertia, a lot of its energy. It is a makeable spare. She can make this.
Big shot, third frame. Lots of cover. Yes! Gets it done. What a shot. You want to win a major, you got to come through in big moments like that, and Boomershine certainly does.
Yeah, I mean, the 2-8 spare was so hard to make anyway with this pattern, but again, she makes it look easy. 2-4-8-10.
Moment of the match, Kel, for good reason. What a spare for Lindsay Boomershine. That was fun. She talked about having fun again for the first time in years on the lanes.
Going back to the scenario you talked about earlier, Dave, you got 2 husbands and 2 wives bowling, both all repping for each one of them. So a lot of love on the lanes right now.
Trip 4-pin, big shot. Bowl TV delivers live multi-channel coverage of the PWBA Tour, PBA 50, Team USA, and USBC Collegiate and Youth tournaments, plus much more great bowling content. Visit bowltv.com to subscribe today. Bowling lives here.
If you can just point out Andrew Anderson behind him.
Got some special guests in the house. Andrew Anderson is here, former PBA Player of the Year. Didn't like it.
No, it was on line. A little slower. A little slower. You could hear telling her to slow down. Stop hooking overall. 14-15, the women have not deviated. They're staying in that same part. You can see the ball right there. So all of a sudden it was going this direction, quickly picked up. Now this tries to bounce out any wood from the back. 4 frames in.
Tough open. Win probability way up there now for Boomershine. So much has changed in Maria's game. But the goal remains the same. Be back on top. Much better shot, left lane. Tattoos the 1-3 pocket with power. Those pins had no chance whatsoever.
You can tell the left lane hooks a little bit more. She's deeper inside. 9-10, not much more. 1 or 2 boards. I think both ladies are having fun within these first few frames. All right, 2-4-8-10 last time she converted it. What's her adjustment here?
Should be pretty good.
Big shot. It was pretty good. Trip 10-pin, getting closer to the tiara and the big check, Carolyn.
2-4-8-10. When she was done with her shot on the left lane, she came over, spoke to Hank. Steve was standing there as well. She said right away, I got my angles left to right. I've got to stay square on the right lane. So she said, that's all I'm focusing on is keeping it in front of me, and I'm going to make a good shot.
Good notation there, Carolyn. Yeah, I spoke to Hank earlier before the ladies even started competition, and he said when they got much tighter, he said move your feet right, but keep your eyes left, and just feel, again, using that word, jamming the ball in towards the pocket. So it's an out to in angle, something you don't see very often, but it is right to left angle towards that 1-3 pocket.
Hank is Lindsay's husband. Left lane. It's high. It's the big 4. It's big trouble for Boomershine.
The left lane does hook more. This was a good shot. She's definitely chasing it left. That was inside just a bit. You can see the white boards right over there. That's hovering between 9, 10, 11, slightly inside. I know you said you had to play the hold, and there was some there. But the angle just has to be just right. It's still a difficult pattern to combat.
4-7 stands, open frame. Match changes again here. When we return to Vegas, conclusion of our championship match. Who takes the tiara, the big check, and the USBC Queens title? We'll find out. As we mentioned, great to see Andrew Anderson here, 2018 PBA Player of the Year, USBC Athlete Board member as well, in the house. We're getting set for the second half of our championship match. Andrew, a major champion himself, is about to see someone win a major on the women's tour here tonight.
These frames are big. Maria's going to finish the match, which could potentially win her the tiara on this lane. She's got 3 attempts now to get lined in for sure.
Por favor.
Little left to right. Catches the break.
Got it.
I don't know much Spanish, Dave, but I know por favor meant please, please.
While we have a moment, special shout out to 2 great bowling fans, super fans in Florida, Alex and Sandy Weiner, who are watching tonight. They love the sport. We love a great finish coming up here. Big shot.
Quieta, quieta, quieta.
Tie. 3-6-10. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, same shot as
transition.
before. It is. I mean, okay, so think of this. She went to throw it firmer, but even though you're throwing it firmer into early hook, the ball's still going to hook. You can see it right there. It picks up much, much sooner. The move here, it's got to be a move. You have to find a little bit of hold. Unfortunately, you got to chase it left. I think with all the women bowling, as long as they did on this TV pair, there is no hold from the right. There is early hook and friction.
Oh my, huge miss. An open frame disaster for Maria. On the bench, Lindsay up now 11 pins, but into her 7th. She works on an open.
Come on. Each woman has 3 strikes so far in this match. Lindsay found her path to the pocket last time on this right lane.
From All-American Nebraska. Looked high right out of her hand that it was.
Yeah.
310 baby split. Missed the mark.
You know, and I got to applaud the women too. Everyone that's watching is just thinking, wow, they're just making bad shots or making bad shots. They're tentative because they have to manufacture something, right? The pattern's telling them that they have to move inward. They have to find more hold. There's so much early friction in the front part of the lane, the first 15 feet, as well as a little bit to the right from like 7 out. So you're trying to constantly manufacture something. These are the best bowlers in the world right now, and it is difficult. They just have to find a way to control the 1-3 and leave a flat 10. That would be my advice. Try to leave the flat 10.
Big conversion, baby split. That was huge in the 7th frame for a mark. But it's still anyone's match here, Kelly, as these two great bowlers go back and forth.
It is. It is. I mean, if I think about this pattern and what it's done over the course of these matches, look, at all the women have been playing here. Now they've removed this oil and they've created early friction. Now they're starting, the hook players are moving in, bouncing a little bit more, or they're just paralleling and try to shove it to the 3-pin. They have to move zones. They have to get away from that friction in order to get the ball to the 1-3 pocket.
Should be pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Liked it off her hand.
7-pin goes down for the former National Player of the Year at Nebraska. Had a great career, a lot of top 5s and runner-up finishes, but just never a title. Maybe that changes here tonight.
Yeah, she moved deeper. She was at 12 at the arrow zone, getting closer to the head pin. And when you're going into more oil, okay, if there's much more oil, you just got to get a little bit softer with your speed. You can help the ball manufacture and change direction, be a little bit softer as you move inward.
His quest for a 3rd major continues. Big shot, right lane, delivers. 7 goes down late. Huge strike.
Yeah, I mean, Maria, I know she said she's back physically, right? Her game is better. You know, she's really, her body posture at the release, because the ladies are trying to manufacture something, it's a little bit inconsistent. We're trying to see the results. Really focus on that process. I tell both ladies right now, take a deep breath, rely on what you can control, make good deliveries, let it come down who makes the best shots in the next 2 frames. Catches the double.
Huge strike. Wow. Down by 1 pin now in the 9th frame. A big delivery for Maria on the left line.
Puts it in Lindsay's court. So again, she moved in left too. She got deeper. Have to. You have to.
Max scores.
Don't forget the matches were 3 games each. Only 9 games between, or 6 games between 2 individuals. You've had 5 women now bowl. And plus the practice prior to the matches even beginning.
Go back up 11. Almost the bucket leave.
Yeah, and that was a great shot by Lindsay. Honestly, everything was key. Online, ball speed was pretty good. You know, she's just trying to combat this pattern. She's really just trying to work on keeping that 1-3 pocket. Like I said, flat 10. Okay, it was a 2-4, but it's a makeable spare. Makeable spare that's going to keep her in this match going into the next frame.
Battle for survival in these tough conditions.
I said it wasn't going to be that high scoring. I knew it wasn't going to be. 196 average going into this match.
.24 enough for a match play average 213 over 18 games. Qualifying after 15 games, 200.33. So yes, this has been a tough pattern throughout for all of these great bowlers. We're down to the final two. Into the final frame. Who emerges the victor?
Yeah, 211 max score for Maria, 202 for Lindsay. Just like she said, it's what she's been waiting for.
She said her whole life she's waited for this moment, this chance to be a major champion, to be a PWBA Tour champion. All rests on this frame. Starts the 10th.
It's a good shot.
Sure was. 60 feet to success for Lindsay.
All right, so again, max score 202. She goes spare, 192. Really good shot, right up around 11. Hovering over those 3 white boards over there, directly to the 1-3 pocket.
Good shot here. This is what you've been training for.
Positive talk. Another good shot. Pounds the pocket.
You bet. Obliterates the 1-3 pocket. Shrapnel in the pit. A huge strike. Now one more coming up.
That was huge, Dave. You know why? This forces Maria to get the first strike in the 10th frame in order to survive. Great delivery by Lindsay. One more makes a score of 202.
Another good shot here. Everything's the same.
9 counts, 9 pins forces Maria to get the first strike in the 10th frame.
Watch this one. Gets it.
Great shot by Lindsay. Maria must strike. She must strike to stay alive. She really needs a double and 2 pins really to win this match. Big, big shot, Dave, right here coming up.
She's got to have it. She doesn't get it. Lindsay Boomershine has won the 2023 USBC Queens. It's her first career PWBA Tour title, and it's a major. What a night for Lindsay Boomershine. It's over. The tiara, the title, the big prize money, and a hug from husband Hank. The long wait for Lindsay Boomershine is over. She's won on tour.
Thank you so much. Bill and Barbara Christman, Storm Products. I love you guys. Turbo, Artemis Arts, H5G, the best company represent and work for. My family, my beautiful boy Aiden. I can't believe it. And,
it's time to laugh. It's time to cry. Congratulations, Lindsay, a champion at last on the PWBA Tour. 2:02:176, time for the trophy, the check, the tiara presentation from Andrew Anderson, USBC board member, and Robin Graves, PWBA brand manager for Lindsey Boomershine, who wins the big money and the USBC Queens title tonight for her first career PWBA Tour title. Congratulations to Lindsey. She wins the 2023 USBC Queens. Be sure to join us Tuesday, June 20th, 7 Eastern for the USBC and U.S. Women's Open from AMF Gate Lanes in Rochester, New York. Now for my Hall of Fame partners and Queens champions, Kelly Kulick and Carolyn Doran-Ballard, and the entire CBS Sports Network crew. It's Dave Ryan saying so long from Las Vegas in association with the USBC. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Boomershine, a champion tonight.